WTM thus just looks way too safe.
I wonder if Giratina Origin is a meta pick at the moment, or if it's just something spicy that Inadequance has chosen to bring this weekend.
Nice lead for Inadequance here. Vigoroth is obviously doing resisted counter damage to the Psychic Cresselia, and in the back line we see a Wigglytuff, and against that Gligar this could be very, very rough. WTM has swapped in late here, meaning that he can actually deny one wing attack by going for the grass knot immediately.
Inadequance plays slightly differently this time. He goes for the grass knot, which WTM shields. WTM now has a lot of energy on that Shadow Gligar. He's waiting to see, will the Cresselia switch out? He goes for charge attack priority again.
Oh, no shield from the side of Inadequance. Again, putting his faith in Wigglytuff. And at this point, it does make a lot of sense. It can make it through both the Vigoroth and the Sableye if given 2 shields.
That Sableye really doesn't want to be paired up against that Wigglytuff in the back. And Cresselia lands this massively damage-dealing Future Sight.
Yeah, and actually the Cresselia is within range of Dig now, so WTM can safely go for it. Overfarms a lot and will have energy to throw at whatever comes in next from Inadequance.
What would you come in if you were Inadequance?
I think you just take the damage on the Vigoroth and then sweep with the Wigglytuff.
I think you're absolutely right, and that's what Martine's going to do here.
No-brainer from Martine. Comes in with the Vigoroth. Actually goes straight for the body slam just to... Oh!
That is unfortunate. WTM, was he opting for the charge attack priority? Did he miscalculate that? He's given up a shield here because he wants to put damage onto the Vigoroth, but Martine doesn't really mind.
Yeah, here is a big problem because he didn't even go for the dig that he had ready on... Oh, no. Oh, he can't...
And he doesn't reach the second move. This is a really uncomfortable position. He knows what's coming. It's a 2-shield Wigglytuff in the back, and it's going to cause devastating amounts of damage.
Inadequance is laughing as the Wigglytuff taps through this Vigoroth. Icy Wind, no shields remaining, will just be knocking out the Vigoroth, and in the back, he's going to see, oh my, interesting what's happening here. But yeah, I think Sableye in the back, there's no room to go.
Martine has been training for years. His thumbs are so strong. He is the best tapper on stream right now. It's a little bit of an uncomfortable situation here because perhaps his tapping's not quite as good as he thought it was.
Yeah, I think he needs to hit the gym with those thumbs.
Yeah, he's opting for different fingers. WTM is not relenting.
He is spamming it. He's using the 4-finger strategy. Oh my goodness. He is able to get the disarming voice off. And yeah, WTM.
By the skin of his teeth, Inadequance reaches the disarming voice.
Oh!
What a game! Players, that was an incredible game to watch. Martine knows that next time he should probably press the screen, and that will do more damage.
Yeah, I think the faster you tap, the more damage you do.
That's absolutely correct.
But if Martine opted for the left-hand tapping strategy there, it may have given him some more play towards the end there.
That is true. It's a different angle, and it gives a different outcome. But those were some brilliant games and some brilliant players to see here on stream.
Both players hugging it out. Martine has got his revenge against WTMGo. Of course, EUIC, a very, very high-stakes tournament, so getting it at such a late round here inside of the Utrecht special event is meaning a lot to Martine.
That was really, really fun to watch. But what do you think? Is Wigglytuff what you want to see on screen?
Honestly, as a person who has used Skarmory in some regionals, I would love to see more Wigglytuff. So, if you're at home thinking about coming to one of these regionals, don't be shy. Feel free to register, bring a Wigglytuff, and I'll be waiting. See, we've not actually seen that many Skarmory, and perhaps this is the problem. If people stop using Skarmory, we get scenes like this. Wigglytuff coming in, 2-shield charm, and it's devastating. Yeah, we've seen differences in the European meta and the North American meta. North America very much loves their Skarmory, loves their RPS, ABA, AAA teams. And here, Talonflame seems to be the flyer of choice to pair with the Gligar.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. But Inadequance knew he made a really big call with his decision to bring Wigglytuff, and it's paid off. He has just won the winners finals for his group, and that was pretty impressive to watch.
Yeah, I think Inadequance just doing what we expect of him, honestly. Of course, we didn't expect this in the cast predictions, but surely he's not going to watch this.
No. I'm sure that it was very sensible for us to not go for a fellow co-caster. He usually goes 0-2 in these types of events, doesn't he?
And that's okay. That's not a definition of his character, and it looks like he is coming back here. No more 0-2s for Martine, and he's really showing what he can do.
I know, once upon a time, Martine would top cut every single event. This season, he's not top cut quite as much, and there was a fear that he might become, instead of top cut man, just day one man. But he has put those fears to rest because in fascinating fashion, he has sealed his place in day two.
Yeah, and maybe he'll be able to wiggle his way into the top of this tournament this weekend, and it's definitely somebody to watch out for alongside the other players who've already made it, say Sandudu and Status Stan. I mean, there's a lot of dangerous people in this day two already.
Okay, going back to our fantasy picks, have any of your options at the moment, do you know how well they've done? Have you got anyone in day two yet?
Let's see. I don't think I have anyone in day two yet. I don't know how a Mind Joke is doing, but he is playing in Group G, I believe. So
okay.
Their matches are going to be happening later in the day.
And what about your Pokemon picks? Have any of those really shone yet this event?
First of all, I've not seen anyone use a Lapras, which I think is a bit of a missed opportunity.
You're missing out, guys. You're missing out.
You're definitely missing out. I'm not looking for more targets for my Hisuian Electrode. Of course, Lurantis, we saw Chun having it on his team. I think he's doing pretty well. Was in the winner's semis and is probably making his way through the lower bracket. Blossom, still awesome.
We've not seen any yet, but I'm sure the rest of the games that we'll get on stream will
all
probably
Blossom.
feature. They'll all be Blossom, right?
Right.
Law of averages, we should see them now for the rest of the day.
Oh, yeah, I can't argue with that. And how about your picks? How have they been going?
So my first pick was Guzzlord. I haven't actually seen that. I'm trying to think. It would have done obviously very well against Martine's Giratina Origin. Probably less well against the Wigglytuff, right? So maybe the Giratina Origin was safe to leave on the bench. That Wigglytuff is doing a lot of damage, and Guzzlord, I'm very glad, hasn't featured and hasn't been a victim of that Wigglytuff. My other picks were never likely to do well. They are just great Pokemon. Amoonguss is obviously very popular in VGC, so maybe it's doing better there. And Dedenne is a little bit more of a copium pick at the moment because it didn't get a buff to Parabolic Charge, which is what we maybe would have wanted, and maybe it would have seen more play if it had.
Yeah, and if Chun's not playing Dedenne, I can't imagine anyone is. But instead of talking about what Giratina and Origin and Wigglytuff could have done, let's go straight to Thomas, where he's going to ask Inadequance what he was doing in that game.
Thank you so much for Reed and Eric. I am here, the one, the only, Martine, fellow caster, and now day two competitor here in Utrecht.
It was about time. You guys have been making fun of me because I used to be Mr. Top Cut, and then I went to Mr. Top, Mr. 1-2 every tournament.
Mr. Day One.
Mr. Day One, yes, thank you so much. Yeah, it's good to finally have a good run again.
Yeah, it's good to see you here. And you brought an interesting pick, the Wigglytuff. Tell us about it.
It charms, and it's so good against like Sableye. So I was very happy to get alignment with it. Sometimes opponents didn't have steel types, and then it helps a lot. I faced a lot of Skarmory today, but this time Wigglytuff had its time to shine.
Just gotta tap the screen, I guess, and it just destroys. We saw that in the final battle.
Sometimes.
That Sableye, nowhere to go. So, you're in day two. How do you plan to prepare for tomorrow?
Well, the first thing I take a look at is how you guys didn't vote for me in the caster predictions. I was not very happy with that. But here I am.
Why not? Hey, we were just giving you the spark you needed.
It's
you know?
Wow, thank you so much, So Tactical, that you did all of this.
And I think you proved to everyone that even if people don't believe in you, just gotta believe in yourself, right? And then you did.
He's so wise, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, the way I will prepare, I don't think I will do much. I will take a look at the teams that I might face.
All
and
right.
We just do what we do.
Anyone you're worried about facing, or anyone you're excited to face tomorrow?
I will be very excited to face Scafo99. We basically have about the same team, but he went for the Sableye instead of the Giratina.
Oh, yes.
Sableye is a little bit safer, and I don't like to play safe. I like to play RPS. Yeah, that'll be fun.
We see that with the Wigglytuff. Speaking of the Giratina Origin, it's the first time it's available in a tournament. You think it's any good?
Yes and no. We've seen that Lickitung is #1 in the top 12 usage, and that makes it very risky to use. Luckily, I have been able to skillfully align it not on the Lickitung every time and win the battles.
That's incredible. That's just the name of the game. RPS, Charm. That's your name now, Mr. Charm. No longer Mr. Top Cut.